One of the most beautiful things about trusting Allah is knowing that He never leaves your efforts unrewarded. When you turn away from chasing people and focus instead on building your relationship with Him, something powerful begins to happen. You start attracting the right people without having to beg for their attention. Allah places love for you in the hearts of those who are sincere, loyal, and beneficial to your faith and your future. You no longer need to force connections, hold on to relationships that drain you, or worry about who is coming or going from your life. When your heart is attached to Allah, He becomes the one who manages your affairs, and that includes the people who enter or exit your life. We often panic when someone walks away. We think we've lost something valuable. And in our desperation, we try to hold on. But Allah, in His wisdom, sometimes removes people from our lives because their presence would have harmed our spiritual path. You may not understand it at the time, but later you'll realize that what felt like a painful ending was actually a divine rescue. Allah is never random in His decisions. He knows what you need, even when you don't. He knows what your future holds and who is meant to walk with you toward it. When you trust Him, you stop worrying about trying to control every connection. The beauty of returning to Allah is that He replaces everything you lost with something better. Better friends, better company, better emotional peace. You don't need to constantly monitor who likes you, who calls you, who stays in touch instead. You find comfort in knowing that if someone is written for you, they will never miss you. And if they were never meant for you, no amount of chasing will ever keep them. Allah's timing is perfect. His plans are flawless. What is meant for you will find you when the time is right. And what is not meant for you will be removed for your own protection. This shift in mindset brings a new kind of freedom. You begin to let go of expectations from people and rely fully on the one who never disappoints. You stop looking to others to complete you or make you feel valued. Your self-worth becomes rooted in your worship, your prayers, your sincerity, and your connection with the Creator. As your relationship with Allah deepens, your need for external validation begins to fade. You realize that being known by the people is not nearly as important as being loved by Allah. With that level of spiritual contentment, you begin to attract the type of people who appreciate you for who you are, people who remind you of Allah, who encourage you to do better, who pray for you behind your back, and who stand by you through difficulty. These relationships are not based on superficial qualities, but on sincerity, respect, and a shared desire to please Allah. They bring calmness, not confusion. They strengthen you, not weaken you. They add to your life rather than take away from it. So if you've been chasing people, pause and redirect your energy. Focus on pleasing Allah, improving your worship, and purifying your heart. That is where your real success lies. The more you draw near to Him, the more He will take care of everything you need, including the right people. Don't be discouraged by who left or who never appreciated you. Be encouraged by the fact that the one who created your heart knows exactly what and who it needs. Be patient, be sincere, and let Allah's plan unfold. Because when He gives in ways that bring peace to your soul. And when He replaces what was taken, it is always with something better, something lasting, and something that draws you even closer to Him. Pain is something every human being experiences. No one is free from heartbreak, loss, or disappointment. But how we respond to pain determines whether it becomes a blessing or a burden. Many people allow pain to destroy them from the inside, turning their wounds into anger, resentment, and despair. Others allow their pain to lead them back to Allah. They use their brokenness as a stepping stone toward healing, not away from it. This is the key, letting your pain guide you to your Creator. When life breaks your heart, it's an opportunity to draw closer to the one who never left your side. It's a reminder that there's only one who truly understands your suffering and can comfort you in ways no one else can. We often try to numb our pain by seeking distraction. Some people drown themselves in entertainment, others in work or in meaningless relationships. But none of those things actually heal the heart. They only cover the wound temporarily. When the noise fades, the pain is still there. The truth is, healing doesn't come from distraction. It comes from connection. Connection with Allah. When you turn to Him in your most painful moments, you'll feel a peace that no words can describe. When you speak to Him in sujood, when you raise your hands in dua, when you pour your tears out to Him in silence, your heart begins to heal in ways you never thought possible. It's in the darkest moments of your life that your light can begin to grow. Pain humbles you. It reminds you of your need for Allah. It strips away the illusion of control and shows you that you are not alone. but dependent on the one who is in control of everything. You realize how fragile this world is and how temporary its comfort is. When you stop trying to fight the pain on your own and surrender to Allah, something incredible happens. You begin to transform. Your soul becomes softer, your prayers become deeper, and your connection with your Creator becomes stronger than ever before. Sometimes the pain itself is the mercy. If you had not been broken, you may have never turned back to Allah. If the person had not walked away, you might have never cried to your Lord. If you had not faced that trial, you might have never realized the strength of your faith. Allah allows you to go through difficulty not to punish you, but to awaken your heart. He wants to bring you closer to Him, to show you His mercy, and to teach you that true contentment lies only in Him. You don't have to understand everything right now. You don't need to have all the answers to why something happened. You just need to trust that Allah does. And His plan is always better than yours. What broke you today might be the reason you are stronger tomorrow. What brought you to tears might be the thing that brings you to Him in the most sincere way. So don't waste your pain. Don't let it harden your heart. Use it as a key to unlock a deeper relationship with your Creator. Pain that leads you to Allah is not a loss, it's a hidden gain. It's a gift wrapped in hardship. The more you seek Him in your trials, the more you'll find your heart healing. Allah is Ash-Shafi, the healer. He knows your wounds, even the ones you don't talk about. He sees every silent struggle and counts every tear. So return to Him, speak to Him, trust Him. And you will find that your pain was not there to destroy you, it was there to rebuild you, to purify you, and to bring you back to the one who has always loved you. When we become consumed with pleasing people, we begin to drift away from our true purpose. The desire to be liked, accepted, or admired can slowly take over our lives, leading us down a path that distances us from our Creator. We start compromising our values just to fit in. We begin altering our appearance, our speech, and even our faith just to keep someone's attention. We live in a world where external approval is seen as success, but chasing people's approval often comes at the cost of our peace, our faith, and our relationship with Allah. That's a heavy price to pay for something that's fleeting and inconsistent. Chasing people takes energy. It demands emotional effort, time, and sometimes even the sacrifice of self-respect. And yet, even after all that, people are still capable of rejecting us. They can still walk away, change their mind, or forget the love we offered. When that happens, we feel devastated, not just because of the loss, but because we invested everything into that connection. We invested our happiness into someone who could never guarantee it. But when you chase Allah's pleasure instead, you are never disappointed. He never rejects those who sincerely seek Him. He never forgets your efforts, and He never changes in His love and mercy toward you. Pleasing people is temporary, but pleasing Allah has eternal value. When you stop focusing on who accepts or rejects you and instead focus on whether Allah is pleased with you, your life changes. You no longer feel the pressure to perform for others. You no longer base your decisions on fear of being left out or judged. Your heart becomes free from the chains of constant comparison and insecurity. You begin to live a life rooted in purpose rather than popularity. It's important to remember that the people whose approval we seek today are just as fragile as we are. They have their own flaws, struggles, and limitations. So how can we allow their opinions to shape our self-worth? What they think of you today can change tomorrow. But Allah's view of you is based on truth, sincerity, and what lies deep within your heart. He sees what others don't. He knows your intentions even when your actions fall short. That's why seeking His approval brings peace, while seeking people's approval brings anxiety. When we constantly run after people, we delay our spiritual growth. We forget our prayers. We neglect our Quran. And we lose the ability to reflect deeply. We become so distracted with others that we can no longer hear the voice of our soul calling out for Allah. Our hearts become tired, not because of hardship alone, but because they are disconnected from their true source of peace. The heart was created to find tranquility and remembrance of Allah. No amount of attention, love, or acceptance from others can replace that connection. If you truly want contentment, focus on your relationship with the one who created you. Spend more time in prayer, in dhikr, in reading Quran, and in sincere conversations with Allah. When He becomes the center of your life, everything else falls into place. The people who are meant to stay will stay. The relationships that are healthy will flourish. And even when someone leaves, your heart won't shatter, because it was never dependent on them in the first place. It was attached to Allah. So choose wisely. Don't let your energy be wasted on chasing temporary connections. Invest your soul in the one who never lets you down. You were created to worship, to grow, and to seek the pleasure of Allah, not to constantly worry about how others see you. And when Allah is pleased with you, He will put love for you in the hearts of the right people without you ever having to chase them. So many people today struggle with feelings of unworthiness simply because they were rejected, ignored, or abandoned by others. It's as though our value has become tied to someone else's opinion of us. If a person doesn't respond to our message, we feel irrelevant. If someone leaves our life, we think we're unlovable. If a group doesn't include us, we assume we're not good enough. But the truth is, our worth was never meant to be determined by people. Your true value doesn't come from how others see you, it comes from your Creator. Allah is the one who created you, shaped you, and honored you as a human being. When you internalize this, you'll stop letting people's temporary actions define your permanent worth. People are not always capable of seeing your true essence. They judge based on limited knowledge, emotions, personal preferences, or temporary circumstances. Sometimes people reject you not because of a flaw in you, but because of a weakness in them. You may have been kind, loyal, and sincere, but their heart wasn't prepared to receive it. So they turned away, but their rejection doesn't make you less valuable. It only highlights that you were never supposed to rely on them for validation in the first place. Many of us suffer emotionally because we give people the power to decide how we feel about ourselves. We forget that if someone praises us today, they might criticize us tomorrow. If someone includes us today, they might exclude us the next day. If our confidence is built on such shaky ground, we will always be vulnerable. But if your self-worth is anchored in your relationship with Allah, it becomes unshakable. Allah knows your heart, your intentions, and your struggles. He doesn't forget your efforts, even if no one else sees them. He doesn't require you to prove yourself through perfection. He accepts you through your sincerity and humility. Allah has honored every human being with dignity regardless of their background, appearance, or status. You are not defined by who walks away from you. You are defined by how closely you walk with Allah. And if you're walking with Him, you haven't lost anything. In fact, you've gained everything that truly matters. When others make you feel like you're not enough, turn to the one who created you out of love. He didn't create you to be dependent on people's compliments or companionship. He created you to find strength and purpose through Him. If we let go of the need to be constantly affirmed by people, we'll experience a deep inner peace. We won't be shaken by insults, nor will we be addicted to praise. We'll become content with who we are because we're secure in the eyes of the one who matters most. Allah is just. If someone fails to appreciate your worth, He will bring someone else into your life who does. If someone causes you pain, He will reward you for your patience and heal your heart. The key is to stop looking outward for approval and start looking inward at your faith. You are not defined by your past, your mistakes, or the people who walked away. You are defined by your sincerity with Allah. Even if the entire world ignores you, if Allah loves you, you have everything. Don't let anyone's rejection convince you that you are not enough. Allah chose you to exist. He created you with a purpose. He gave you breath, life, and countless blessings. That alone proves your worth. So stand firm in your dignity. Let go of the need to be accepted by those who don't see your value. And remember, you don't need to chase anyone's approval when you already have the honor of being a servant of the Most Merciful. One of the most painful experiences in life is watching someone walk away from you. Whether it's a friend, a loved one, or someone you deeply care about, their absence leaves behind a silence that can feel unbearable. In those links, we tend to question ourselves. Was I not good enough? Did I make a mistake? Could I have done something more to keep them in my life? These questions can consume us, but we forget that nothing happens without a reason. When someone leaves your life, it's not always a loss. Sometimes it is Allah's mercy in disguise. Allah removes people from your life for reasons that may not make sense to you now, but that are ultimately in your best interest. We often cling to things that are not meant for us. We hold tightly to what Allah is trying to take away for our own good. There are people whose presence in your life can delay your growth, weaken your faith, or distract you from your purpose. Allah, out of His infinite wisdom and love for you, removes them not to hurt you, but to protect you. But the problem is, we struggle to let go. We keep revisiting the past, hoping to recreate what once was. We beg for relationships that Allah has already ended. We chase after friendships that have no future, and in the process we lose sight of our own peace. We forget that Allah doesn't make mistakes. If He removes someone from your life, there is a divine reason behind it. You may not see it now, but one day you'll look back and realize that the removal was a form of redirection. Holding on to people who are no longer meant to be in your life only prolongs your pain. It stops you from healing. It traps you in a cycle of false hope and emotional exhaustion. It distracts you from your real purpose, which is to turn to Allah, not people. Every relationship, every connection, and every separation is part of Allah's plan. You didn't lose them. Allah took them back because He knows what's in their heart, and He knows what's best for yours. The sooner you accept that, the sooner your heart can start to heal. Letting go does not mean that you failed. It means that you are trusting Allah's plan more than your own emotions. It means you believe that what's ahead of you is better than what's behind you. It means you understand that your peace is not found in clinging to what hurts, but in surrendering to the will of your Creator. Allah never removes something from your life without replacing it with something better. Maybe not right away, but eventually you just have to be patient and trust the process. Sometimes we have to lose people in order to find ourselves again. When your heart is shattered by separation, use those broken pieces to build a stronger bond with Allah. Use the pain to grow spiritually. Use the silence to listen to your soul. Don't rush the healing. Don't force things to go back to how they were. Just breathe, let go, and return to the one who never leaves. He knows the emptiness you feel. He knows the tears you cry behind closed doors. And He is the only one who can truly fill that emptiness with something meaningful. So if someone has left your life, don't chase after them. Don't beg them to come back. Let them go. And trust that Allah is writing a better story for you. One that includes peace, sincerity, faith, and companionship that brings you closer to Him. The sooner you let go of what Allah has removed, the sooner He can bless you with what is meant to stay. When we reflect on the pursuit of love, attention, and validation from people, we realize how much of our emotional energy is consumed by it. We want to be noticed, appreciated, remembered, and accepted by others. We work hard to make people happy, to stay in their good books, to be a part of their lives, and sometimes we bend over backwards just to keep a relationship going. However, no matter how much effort we put in, people are still people. Their love is inconsistent, their loyalty can be weak, and their attention can fade away. This reality should not break us, but rather awaken us to a deeper truth. People's love is temporary, but Allah's love is eternal. It never fades, it never depends on what you give Him, and it is never based on how you look, how popular you are, or how much you can offer. Many of us become emotionally drained because we keep trying to chase someone else's affection. We feel rejected when we are not loved back. We feel useless when we are ignored. And we feel broken when someone leaves. But this emotional damage comes from placing our hearts in the hands of people who are never meant to carry them. Only Allah can handle your heart in a way that protects it, heals it, and fills it with real peace. When you try to hand over your worth to people, you give them the power to define your happiness, and that's a dangerous thing. Because the same people you trusted can change. Today they love you, tomorrow they may not. Today they praise you, tomorrow they may criticize you. This is the nature of human hearts. They are fragile and ever-changing. But Allah's love is unlike any other. He doesn't stop loving you because you made a mistake. He doesn't leave you when you sin. He waits for your return. He welcomes your tears. He listens to your pain. When everyone else turns away, Allah draws closer to you. That kind of love is unmatched. The more you seek Him, the more He elevates you. The more you turn to Him, the more peace He places in your soul. When you stop looking at people to complete you and turn instead to Allah, you'll discover a contentment you never knew existed. You'll realize that people were never meant to fill the void in your heart. Only your Creator can do that. We live in a time when popularity is mistaken for value, If someone is admired, followed, or spoken about, we think they're important, but in the sight of Allah, value is measured by sincerity, faith, and character. You could be unknown to the world, but cherished by the angels. You could be ignored by people, yet celebrated in the heavens because of your connection with Allah. So why chase the temporary when you have access to the eternal? Why worry about impressing creation when the Creator is watching your every step? The truth is, we will always be disappointed when we rely on people to fulfill our emotional needs, but we will never be disappointed when we rely on Allah. He gives without limits. He understands without words. He is there even in your silence. You don't have to beg Him to stay. You don't have to perform for His approval. Just be sincere. Just turn to Him. That is where true love begins. When you prioritize Allah's love, you'll find yourself being loved in ways